Good evening, students and parents. Welcome to our student live presentation. And in today's lesson, my special guest is Seojin Park. Seojin, welcome to the NYChessKids studio. And tell me, what grade are you?
I'm in fifth grade.
You are fifth grade. What school do you go to?
I go to PS 34.
Oh, PS 34. Where's that school? Is
It's
it
in
in?
Greenpoint, Brooklyn.
Oh, it's in Brooklyn, New York. Okay.
King's County.
Eugene, do they have a chess class? Do they have a chess program? Right? Do
Yes, they
you?
started it
Yeah.
last year.
Uh-huh.
So yes, it's an ICN chess program. It's a chess team.
Oh, wonderful. And you are playing on a chess tournaments, right?
I played one
Do you have
today.
do you have United States Chess Federation rating?
Yes.
What is it?
Well, it hasn't really updated yet. My mother told me it was 854.
Wonderful. Great. Um, Seojin, I want to learn a little bit about your chess. Like how did you start playing chess, and what attracts you to chess?
Well, it started when my father got me this small chess set
Okay.
where we had to shuffle these cards and the cards told you random moves. Then I came to your class and then you
That
started
was
teaching
many
me.
years ago. I remember actually your first chess tournament in Brooklyn.
Yes.
In that St. Dimitri school, we had a tournament on Saturdays, and you played your first one, right?
hmm
Tell me, what attracts you to chess?
Well, chess is very satisfying. To me, it's like playing video games, except you're playing against someone else. And
Okay.
another thing that attracts me to chess is that it's a hobby and it helps me focus more in school. So that's
Oh, it
another thing I
helps you
try.
focus more in school. How come? Tell me a little bit about that. I'm sure parents are interested in that answer.
Well, in chess, if you just like daydreaming and thinking about, I wonder what I'm gonna have for lunch, then you're not focusing on what's in front of you and you'll end up losing the game. So
Okay.
focus in chess is very important. And also, if you're not focusing, that'll affect your time because like you're gonna be
Uh,
you're
But you're
gonna
also doing other sports, right? It's not just chess. What else do you do?
another sport I do is taekwondo, martial arts.
Wonderful. Chess and martial arts, they go together very nicely, right? So you are one of those very healthy kids, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Eugene, what did you prepare for us today?
Today I prepared rook endgames to Philidor position and the Lucina position.
Lucina position. Okay, so what we have right now on the screen is the Philidor position, right? So what's happening in this position? Can you please explain us here what's going on?
So this game for white, it is a winning endgame for white because if the in this endgame if the pawns are on the C, D, E, F files,
Uh-huh.
it is a winning king and pawn rook endgame. But if the pawn is on an A, B, or G and H file, then it is a draw.
Okay, very nice. So this is called in chess Philidor position. And how do we win this position?
Well, we can start out with rook to A7.
Okay. And what happens if I play a move like this?
We can play C7, check.
Mm-hmm. And
And now we can play rook to A8, check, skewering the
okay,
king and the rook. And then after you take the black rook, now it's a winning endgame for white.
right, because you get a queen. Okay, so basically this position is winning because you can play rook a7 and this move rook to and pawn to c7. Of course, you can also play immediately rook b7, right? and just do everything the same with the checks, right? And then play c7. You can do that as well. Okay, very nice. So Philidor position is important, right? The kids should know this position, right? And you explain them that they are winning on C, D, E, and F file if the pawns are there. Okay, let's go to Lucena position, right? Why is this position so important? So the pawn is about to get a queen, but here we can't do anything because the king cannot get out. So tell me, why did you choose this position?
Because we need to find a way to get the king out and avoid
And how do we
replications.
do that?
So there are two ways. One way is to start by building a bridge. We can play rook
Okay.
to d2.
And what happens if I play here?
We get a little closer with the rook to d4.
Oh, so you play rook to d4. And what happens if I just don't allow you to escape here to g file?
Then we bring the king out, king to e7.
And check, you're not going to be able to find a safe place.
King
Or maybe, or
to
probably
f6.
king to f6. I'm going to check you, Seojin.
Oh dear.
So where do you go right now? How do
There's
we
no
build
safe
that
spot for
bridge?
the king.
So how do we build up the bridge here?
Now we play king to f5.
King to f5, and what happens after this move?
We put the rook on f4.
Oh, so we put
And
a rook on f4. That's the bridge, right? That's what's called in chess a bridge, Lucena bridge. Wonderful. Okay, rook to f4. That means the key move in this endgame is rook to d4, right? That's how you build up the bridge. And now the king can get out and you can block by rook f4. Okay, that's great. I'm wondering here if I play king c6 and after rook d4, is there a move here that what do I do here? Because the rook is attacked, so now I don't have a time to play king e7.
there's a second way to promote this pawn. We can swing the rook over to h4.
Oh, so you are talking about, I understand. So here, I guess we could also play rook f4, right? And then the pawn is going to become a queen. But you are also talking about this idea, rook h4, and then bringing the rook all the way down. Is that what you want to do?
And
And
now
play.
we're
Okay. So that's the second way to win this position, right? And what do you do now? You just escape, I guess, with the king, right?
Yes.
Okay, I understand. So you just run it. You get closer to the. Okay, that's also a nice way to win this position. I think Lucena position with the bridge is very important, but it's also nice to know this way, right? To rook g8. Excellent. So that's called Lucena position in the rook endgames. Those are very important ones. And let's do this, the last one that you prepared. Like it looks like Lucena position. So what is going on here, Seojin?
Right now the pawn is on the a file. So usually this would mean it would be a draw, but there's actually a way to win in this position.
And what is the rule? How do we know if we are winning this position or if the game is a draw?
Well, if we look at the board, the rule is that the king must be 5 files away from the pawn.
So like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
3, 4, 5 files, right? Counting from with the A file, right? Or 4 files if we just look at the distance between the pawn and the king. But is there any other way for kids to remember this? 5 files 4 files, 6 files. I don't know. What do you think? What was the other way that to remember this cutoff of the king?
Hmm.
Where does the king has to be on what file?
The F file.
It
The
has to
bishop
be,
file.
yeah, the bishop file. It has to be on the bishop file. So if you cut off the king, and if the king is on the bishop file, that's maybe the easiest way for the kids to remember, right? Is that easy way for you to remember?
Yes.
Okay, how do we win this position? What is our goal here?
There are two winning moves you can play. One is rook to c2,
Yeah, and
and once the king if the black makes a move with the king, let's say king to a8 or king to a7, we can play rook to c8. And now
and
we're
what
going
happens?
to play rooks with rook to b8.
Rook to, and how do you win right now? Can you run away with the king?
Well, if we can run away with the king. So bring the king out, king to
Check
b7, king to a6.
and check.
Now we're just bringing the king closer to the rook. King to b5.
Yeah, not king b5 because we lose the pawn, right? But we have
Ooh.
to b6, and then after the check, where do we go right now?
Now king to a5.
To
Now king
c5.
to c5.
C5, right? We have to go to c5 because on the other side
Luring
again,
the rook away from the pawn.
exactly, right? And
And
now the
then,
pawn is going to become a queen, and that's how we win, right? And then on checks, I guess you just go closer to the rook, and that's it, right?
black
Yeah.
eventually
But
runs out of checks and you get a free move.
yeah, but Eugene, what happens if on this move instead of playing king d7, I play king d6? How do you win now?
Hmm. We could we could still play rook to b8.
Rook to
Training
b8, and
training.
what happens after this move?
Now we bring out the king. And king
Yeah.
d8 does not work. King d6 doesn't work because we can just play king to a6.
Wait.
Wait, king to c8.
Yeah, we have to play
c8.
kings to c8. Yeah, right. And what happens on the check?
Now we play king to d8.
And I play this move. I want to checkmate you down there. How do you win right now?
We can simply play. Let's see. So we can escape this checkmate by playing king to c8 or king to e8.
Well, we're not going to be able to do that because we'll lose the pawn, right, on a7. But what we can do here, you remember the move with the rook, that little trick that we can play. There was a move with a rook.
Aha! Rook to b6.
Rook to b6, and another like cool move with the rook.
Rook to c6.
Right, rook to c6. What happens if I take?
Then you promote.
Then you
And
promote and
curing.
it's secure, right? But what happens if I play this move? How do you win right now?
Well, then we could play rook to c8, preventing the skewer
Right,
before he.
rook to yeah, we cannot take the queen because the check, right? So we have to play rook to c8. And what happens after the check?
We move king to c7, tucking the
And I
king
play
away
check again,
behind the rook.
and you
King to
hide
b.
behind the rook, and then you get the queen, right? Wonderful. So, Seojin, thank you very much. You were teaching us today the Philidor position. Very important, right? We've learned that the pawns on C, D, E, and F are winning. We've learned about Lucena position, building up the bridge. right? What's important here, so the king can escape, right, and build up the bridge. And then we learn this position that looks like a Lucena position with an A pawn, and we learn that the king has to be cut off on the bishop file, right? That's maybe the easiest way to remember, right? And that's for today, right? Seojin, thank you very much for joining me in this live lesson. And I wish you the best with your chess. And hopefully, we're going to hear more from you and great results. Bye bye. Have a good night.
Thank you. One last quick note.
Yes.
One rook on games are very important since rooks are one of the most likely pieces to last until the end game because I mean, like it's not like every day you see a queen or a lasting to the end game.
Yeah, I
So
agree with
rooks,
that. Yeah, the rooks are important because it's hard to trade them, right? They are in the corner, so it's difficult to trade
yes.
them. And then that's why the rook end games are very common and very important for us chess players to learn. Okay, wonderful. Bye bye. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.